Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh on the sideline at a football game on Saturday, just not on the Wolverines sideline. Harbaugh spent the morning working the change at his son's youth football game as he continues to serve his 3-game suspension. Jim's older son, Jay, Michigan's special teams coordinator, coaching the first half for the Wolverines against UNLV, a game seen on CBS. Opening drive for the Wolverines, 3rd and 7. Blake Corum, feed him, taken down at the 3, and next play, B-Mac, he pounds it in for the touchdown.
Big time day for Blake, being able to get into the end zone 3 times. Huge day.
9-play, 80-yard touchdown drive for the Wolverines. Jay's like, yeah, that's how I drew it up. Next Michigan drive, J.J. McCarthy, psych, takes off, down at the 2.
Nice execution, just being able to understand the end man and knowing to keep the football in his hands. Big play.
And then just give it to Corum, up the gut. Michigan up 14-0. His 9th career game with 2 rushing touchdowns, and he was not done.
Not done at all.
Final 30 seconds of the half. McCarthy to Roman Wilson, in for 6. J.J. McCarthy completed his first 13 passes. He was 17 of 18 in the first half, 188 yards, and the touchdown.
All behind a clean pocket. It felt like 7-on-7 drills for the first half with J.J. McCarthy.
Now running backs coach Mike Hart handles the head coaching duties for the second half. Like Michigan does not skip a beat. McCarthy to Roman Wilson, 47-yard scoring strike, 28-0 Wolverines.
Hey, Mr. Wilson. I think he's going to be a big-time playmaker for this offense, especially in the passing game.
Absolutely. He is a talented young man, and so is Blake Corum. Give me another. His 3rd of the day. Have a day.
A light day, only 80 yards, but 3 touchdowns.
Michigan goes on to win 35-7. It's the Wolverines' 21st straight home win against a non-conference opponent. Corum, 22 rushing touchdowns since the start of last season, most in FBS. And you know who appreciates that? The running back coach, the former Michigan running back, Mike Hart, speaking with Jenny Dell postgame.
We got 60 minutes, 2 head coaches, multiple quarterbacks in this one. How is this team as a whole the guardians of victory here today?
I just think we come out here and play for Coach Harbaugh. You know, all the guys do, all the coaches do. We miss them. Guys came out here and played hard. Everyone's prepared. We're creating more depth as the year goes on, so it's great that we get to play all these guys.
You got the run game going in the second half, but J.J. McCarthy really led this team. What makes him so effective?
J.J.'s a phenomenal player. Number one, just the way he prepares for games. You know, he knows everything that's going on. He knows where the ball needs to be, and he controls the offense. So when you can do that as a quarterback and you have the athletic ability arm that he has, I mean, the sky's the limit for J.J.
Was it fun to be the head coach?
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. Thank you.
All right, J.J., get over here. You had a historic start to this season. Where have you seen your greatest strides over these first 2 weeks?
I mean, just getting the ball to my playmakers in their hands. Like, we treat every single day like game day this offseason. And just, you know, these game days are just another day at the office. So just trying to have as much fun as possible.
Coach Harbaugh is sitting at home on the couch right now watching this interview. What's your message to him?
I love you, Coach. Can't wait to have you back in a couple weeks.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
J.J. McCarthy making his head coach proud. Take a look at this this season. He has the same number of incompletions as passing touchdowns.
Very efficient.
I mean,
it's grown man football.
Yeah, J.J. all day. How about have a day?
Yes.
Have a first 2 games of the season, kid.
I mean, extremely hot with his reads, super efficient. This is what I do on video games. That's usually my stat sheet for my quarterbacks in video games. Madden. I'm pretty good, by the way.
I bet you are. Yeah. So is J.J. McCarthy. And for more, let's get right to the site. Head to the big house. The man who called this game, Gary Danielson, former college quarterback and NFL quarterback. And Gary, what was it like to be back at the big house?
Well, it's great. I've had some memories losing to these Michigan teams back in the 70s. They were loaded, gave them a good game. I think we lost 9-7 or something like that, but tough battle. And had a lot of days where we broadcasted with Brad many times, with Brent a few times. My last game was Michigan-Ohio State 2005. So it's been a pleasure to get back here and see a lot of old great friends.
One of the greatest football stadiums in all of sports there in Ann Arbor. And quite an offensive display by that offense led by J.J. McCarthy. And I know you can appreciate this, starting the game 13 for 13. You mentioned during the broadcast what scouts look for. Yes, those short intermediate throws, but also those quick strikes. And he was awesome in this game.
Yeah, he really does have the whole package. You know, he's a really good athlete. He's learning how to be a better quarterback. His arm strength is on question, but his leadership skills, you know, that's what they're also. Somebody, you know, at that level, when you're paying these quarterbacks, you know, $40-50 million a year, and they're the center of your franchise, you want to be able to trust him run your football team. And I think what Jim Harbaugh said about him being that type of a personality, a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen, that will, you know, hug his teammates, represent the whole franchise. He's going to be a special player at the next level.
Yeah, and Gary, also the running back Blake Corum, 3 rushing touchdowns this game, but let's give some love to the defense as well. 5 sacks, nearly pitched a shutout, gave up the late touchdown, but this team, you just said it,
right.
They've got the full package.
They really do. I mean, I guess if you could block them, you would test their secondary, but they don't even have all their pieces in their secondary right now. Went without 2 starters in the football game, and, you know, UNLV was not capable of really stressing the secondary. But, you know, to win the national championship, we have to have every level working. I mean, they're going to get 2 major tests that we know of, okay? Usually there's another game on the schedule, you know, a Big Ten road game. You know, could it be Purdue? Could it be Nebraska? One of those games that you're not expecting, but there's great leadership. They're well coached. They got a special player at quarterback, and as you mentioned, that defense, I mean, they go 4 deep on the edge. They've got a rotation of 5 defensive tackles that are, you know, vying for playing time. Looks to me that like their linebackers are a little bit more familiar with playing linebacker. A lot of times those linebacker types, you know, at this level are guys that played running back or safety in high school, and they're still learning how to be linebackers. They seem to have moved forward, and the 2-time Joe Moore offensive line looks to be, again, a contender to do it 3 times in a row. This team's loaded.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh's assistants making him proud as he works the chain gang at a youth football game. I know you like that, seeing him on the sidelines doing some work there.
How about that?
How about that, right? And Gary Danielson doing great work here on CBS. Good to see you, my friend. See you throughout the season here on CBS Sports HQ.
My pleasure. Look forward to it. You got it, guys.
All right, so Michigan off to a 2-0 start, and up next they take on Bowling Green, and they're back home for that. And as I mentioned, it's going to be the offensive coordinator, Sharon Moore, the head coach in that one. And then Jim Harbaugh returns for their Big Ten opener against Rutgers.